Well, hello there. Thank you for joining us here at Coolest Life. My name is Tony, and I am outside my RV in an RV park. And the reason for that, I'm here to talk to you about your number ones, your number twos, and your number zeros. Well, that has to do with your black tank and your gray tank. Gray tanks would be your zeros, because we don't want you doing number ones, number twos, then your gray tanks. And should we do some things with them, and what should we not do? There's lots of different things I want to get into, so stick around with this, because you just entered the Coolest Life RV edition. So let's understand a couple things. There's a thing going around about RVs is that you should keep your black tanks closed and your gray tanks open when you stay someplace full time. And when I say full time, I'm saying for the weekend. Maybe you're there for a week. What should you do? Just leave the gray tanks open. Who cares? Or always keep the black tanks closed. You know what? You should probably keep them both closed for the exact same reasons. Sort of. Exact same reasons would be you keep number twos closed because you've got number ones and number twos, if you know what I mean, going into your black tank. So if you got that go to your black tank, you don't want that stuff going and something else going, and pretty soon you got a whole what they call the poop pyramid going on inside there. So you want to use lots of water when you do your flushes, and always use more water than you think you may need for your flushes. I would say I've got a 60-gallon black tank. I'm going to put 4 gallons of water in there before I even put anything else in there. Now you can measure that from the top. Yeah, that's a dog barking, because that's what happens in RV parks. And you can do that from the top, basically into the toilet hole itself. Or if you've got one of those flusher valves like I do, you just turn that little knob, and I watch a little meter that I have, a water meter, so I know exactly how much water is going in it. So I try to put 4 gallons in it. So once I dump that black tank, I'm gonna put 4 gallons in it. I'm gonna close it off. Then I'm gonna put 4 gallons in it. Now, okay, so that's understandable. Now what about your gray tank? Well, have you ever used a what's the word? Have you ever used a sifter, a pan sifter? And see, it's got ribs in it and it catches things. Guess what? So does your gray tank. Most gray tanks are not perfectly smooth inside. There's either some type of ribbing, or they've got a rough coating, or through time they get sediment in there and they develop a rough coating. Now with that rough coating, what happens? It catches things. Lots of things catch in. It's not clean water going in there. You call it your gray tanks for a reason. The water is gray, which means it's got sediments in there. It's got soaps, dishwashing liquids. Imagine, if you will, if you took your sink and you use it to wash dishes and do everything else, but you never washed the inside of your sink. All you did was spray it, maybe spray some soap on it, maybe not even that. But you never actually put anything inside your sink and scrub the sidewalls of your sink. Now, if you never scrub the sidewalls of your sink, do they ever really get clean? They don't. Now let's go down inside of your gray tank. Same situation. It's basically a sink is all it is. So you're going to have that film build up. So what a lot of people are recommending with your gray tanks, what you do is you keep them closed until they need to be emptied. How do you know they need to be emptied? In mine, a signal is water will back up in my shower. Just a little bit. Starts to back up, we know it's time to dump the gray tanks. We know we're a little late for that. If I'm sitting here full time, I'm doing laundry and taking showers, I'm dumping my gray tank once a day. Yep, once a day. And since we're here in an RV park, which is what I recommend, you hook up to full sewer, and you don't worry about dumping it. You don't have to get up and move or use one of those things. Yeah. One of those things right there. That is a pooper dumper, essentially. So you don't have to use one of those things or dump wagon. you basically dump your tanks in it and you take it to the dump station. Well, you don't have to do that if you're at full hookups like we are at most RV parks. So what have we learned today? One, put 4 gallons inside of your black tank before you even start using them. Make sure they're empty. Put 4 gallons in. 2, on your gray tanks, close them. Just close them and dump them once a day if you're full time. If you're not doing showers and laundry, I would say you could probably dump them once every 3 days. It'd be fine. Well, that's what I'm going to give you here. And I do want to give you some bonus material. That's right, bonus material. Bonus material is, if you are doing this with your black tank and your gray tanks, you should never, and I do mean you should never, have to use any of those solvents that you put down the toilets. If you ever do that, that means you're doing something wrong. You should never have to use liquid plumber or any of that kind of stuff. Because if you think about it, your black tank is not, and I repeat, it is not a septic system. What? It's not a septic system? No. It's designed to hold it and then get rid of it. It's not designed to sit there and you have to throw enzymes down it to dissolve things. If you're running enough water in there, you're never going to have a problem getting all that stuff out. You're probably never going to have to get those things professionally cleaned if you're using enough water. Now, they say that struvite will accumulate eventually regardless. I'm telling you, you use enough water, you're not going to have those problems. You're going to have a problem backing up, or those, what we call the burps. The burps means there's a clog somewhere. And what is a burp? I put my foot, this is still bonus material by the way, I put my foot on my flusher and I get a bubble, bloop. What that's telling me? That's telling me my vent is clogged. My vent is what comes out, and it's just like every out of the household too. It's a vent that is connected to your black tank that vents out the roof, is what it is. And it allows air to get in there so you don't get that burp, because it's not a sealed system in that way. It's an airflow system, so you get your airflow from the top. So way to get that done is 2 ways. One, the easiest way is to get you a big long stick. Flush the toilet, get you the big long stick, and push everything down through there and get it out that you could possibly reach with that stick. Be gentle. Don't knock into something. You don't want to knock something loose, but just be gentle, because your number 2 should be relatively soft anyway. Make sure you got plenty of water then, and you're going to do this while you get your black tank open, and also run it down with some water as you're doing that if you can. Bring a water hose in or what have you, or use your sprayer that you should have on the side of your toilet. Most of the RV toilets have some type of spraying system, so you use it. So use it and use that poker if you can. If that's not the case, it could be that vent is clogged. Maybe at one time you let too much number 2 get inside of their black tank and it clogged up that hole that's supposed to vent out the top. That could be possible. Easy fixed. How do you do that? Get on top of your roof, pull the cap off, water hose. That's going to take care of it 99.9% of the time. So when we let you go, I think this helps you out when you're talking about the number 2s and your black tanks and your gray tanks. We've talked enough about that right now, but if you have any questions, be sure to leave them down below. I answer. I've had a YouTube channel for about 3 years now, and I have answered every question to every person that's ever asked me anything in the descriptions below. So by all means, leave me a comment down below and ask a question if you have a question, and hopefully we'll see you on down the road, because I need to get back out here living the coolest life, RV edition.